Nigerian Customs Service does not have power to make seizures on consignment that have discrepancies under the destination inspection, but to issue demand notices. Dr. Frank Ugo. Nigerian Customs Service has been branded a lawless agency by the House Committee on Public Account. Good day, viewers. Welcome to your favorite program, Portgist on TV. This is another interesting episode of your program, Portgist on TV, your weekly program. You can also partner with us on this program, and you can advertise your program, corporate bodies on this program. My name is Fine Tokawadi Collins. Stay tuned. The National President of Association of Registered Freight Forwarders, Dr. Frank Ugo, has debunked the claim that Nigerian Customs Service insisting that she has power to make seizure of consignment with discrepancies during the examination of consignment. He said under the destination inspection regime that the federal government, through the supervisory ministry, Federal Ministry of Finance, has directed, making it compulsory, that any consignment that is noticed with discrepancies should not be seized, but debit notice issued to the owners, either the consignee or the consignee's representative, which is the licensed customs agent. We want to bring to you that don't forget, a few months back there's an uproar on the issue of various seizures made by Nigerian Customs Service as regards to discrepancies noticed in declaration of cargoes in a seaport. Dr. Frank Ugo said that the issue of making unnecessary seizure is actually killing the maritime industry and making our importers to want to go to neighboring countries.
And there were a lot of outcries against it. Somebody wrote a letter to the presidency that it is against the law of destination inspection, that customs should try to implement that now. So because of that, customs now says, okay, we'll now apply SEMA. The SEMA says that if there's any discrepancy in the container, we seize. But that's not what the law says. The destination inspection regime we are into says on page 21 or page 23, sorry, page 23, you say if any discrepancy is found, then it shall be entered into the Ascuda inspection inspection report, and the declaration is modified and returned to the declarant to sign and stamp. If a dispute continues to exist, the dispute settlement mechanisms are followed. These may include allowing the importer to clear his goods on bank indemnity, application for a tariff decision from the Tariff and Trade Department of Nigeria Customs Service, an appeal to Honorable Minister of Finance, WCO, or ultimately taking the dispute to a court of competent jurisdiction. This is about goods that are valid for foreign exchange. He went down further on page 26. We're talking about goods that are not valid for foreign exchange. He says that the officer in charge of the terminal issues a demand notice if there is discrepancy, a demand notice stroke assessment notice of any additional payment that is to be made if any discrepancy is found as a result of fiscal examination. But what customs did was, when they examined the containers and discovered some discrepancy, instead of following the laid down procedure of the import guidelines, Federal Ministry of Finance import guidelines and procedure for requirement for destination inspection scheme, instead of following it, they went ahead to seize the containers. Because of that seizure, a lot of people that brought in containers that had discrepancies abandoned out of fear. Some of them have paid duties already. Some have not paid. Those who have paid duty were afraid that if customs went to examine them, they will seize them again as they seize this one. But the action of customs seizing this cover is illegal. It is not what the requirement, what the guideline says. The guideline says instead of seizure, give DM, but did not give DM. That is the problem, and that is why we have all those containers there. If customs were to do what they are supposed to do rightly, there won't be this problem. So the matter still is to be resolved. If customs go ahead now to auction these containers, they say 2,115 containers. At the present rate they sell auction containers at 250,000 naira, and probably 30% of it to go to other seminar or shipping company or to NPM, whenever it goes to. You will see that government will realize just a little thing, less than 600 million naira from these 2,115 containers. But if government invite these people, call the owners of these consignments to go and clear them and let them pay penalty, even though penalty is not even allowed. If they go and pay their carrier goods, because of this thing, the government cannot see their goods, customs cannot see their goods, go and pay their carrier goods. You see, they will go and carry goods, government will realize more money, will realize over $1 billion. So we're saying in effect is that government customs should mellow down and not auction these containers. But if they do, the implications are so high. One, there will be a lot of problems. A lot of people will die young because a lot of people borrowed money from the banks to import these goods. So if you sell them, they won't be able to sell to repay their loan.
The interim administrator of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, Lily Pond Chapter, Prince Chuks Anslem in Jemanze, has called on federal government to make it compulsory for AP Mola and the Nigerian Customs Service to stem containers to Lily Pond Terminal. This becomes imperative in view of the fact that our Nigerian Customs Service has actually given Lily Pond Chapter a budget of 50 billion naira on a monthly basis. That if containers are stemmed to their terminal, that the federal government can even realize more than this 50 billion naira, and which goes a long way in assisting the federal government revenue in the year 2013.
These concessionaires are not working in tandem with things that make our our economy to grow. Right now, they are slowing down the growth of Nigerian economy, because I want to let you know that Ijora is saddled with the responsibility of generating 5 billion naira a month. 5 billion naira a month. And 5 billion naira a month in 1 year is 60 billion naira. And we are here talking about Nigerian foreign debt rising to 6 billion. By my calculation, if only Ijora is saddled with the responsibility of setting Nigerian foreign debt in 15 years, calculating 60 billion a year in times 15 is 900 billion, and 900 billion is equal to about $6 billion. So I don't know why Nigeria is whether they are being ignorant or they don't know what to do, that these concessionaires are, instead of increasing the growth of our economy, they are slowing it down as a result of not allowing Nigerians to exploit the resources that are available to us. If you take stock of all the terminals in this country, Lagos precisely, Ijora is the second biggest, if not top. But go there, Ijora is lying fallow without nothing being done there. They said they want to turn Ijora to empty container terminal. Are they turning Ijora to empty container terminal? I should presuppose that every businessman wants to maximize profit if they are realistic with themselves. They said they are doing expansion at Apapa. Apapa capacity was 600 containers. They increased it to 1.2 million. Now they say they want to increase it to 2.4 million. Now why don't they use part of this expansion for stemming of empty containers, so that when vessels come, it wouldn't cost them much to carry empty containers into the vessel?
Maybe I will interrupt this.
Good. Talking about the expensive nature. It is when people are realistic in business that they will be able to make progress. I want to tell you that if you measure the distance from Apapa to Lily Pond,
The world has indeed become a commercial global village. Nigeria, the West Coast and South Africa have become every shipper's destinations of delight. To meet this growing need, we present the CFAX Group of Companies, a maritime one-stop shop with subsidiaries on the West Coast, London and Texas, USA. With our well-trained and courteous staff, high-tech cranes, stevedoring services, haulage trucks with mileage across Nigeria and abroad, and our utility bonded terminals, we are indeed Nigeria's leading cargo handlers. CFAX Group of Companies. Our team work with innovation.
The Nigerian Copyright Commission, NCC, had a stakeholders meeting where it was proposed on the amendment of the Copyright Acts. Don't forget that last year, 2012, we brought to you about 13 to 14 scissors made by Nigerian Copyright Commission in conjunction with Nigerian Customs Service. The scissors ranges from pirated book to pirated CDs. We actually displayed last year, 2012. Recently, about a few weeks ago, precisely 2 weeks ago, another container was actually seized by Nigerian Customs Service in conjunction with Nigerian Copyright Commission. Speaking during the occasion was the Director General of the Commission, Dr. Afam Ezekude.
And this consultation is ongoing. We need to obviously get the consultation of those who are ultimately affected by the reform process that we're currently undergoing. So that's the whole essence of calling the literary and publishing industry here today. Tomorrow we're going to be dealing with the film industry. The whole of Nollywood hopefully should be here tomorrow. So this is, as I said, this is part of the reform process, and we'll continue this consultation. So it's important to get the input of those who will be affected by the reform of the Nigerian copyright system.
So what are the new things that people should expect on this reform?
Obviously, we're trying to bring, as part of the reform, we're trying to bring the Copyright Act, the framework that governs copywriting in this country, in line with digital technology. The sort of piracy we see today happens mostly online. We've got to address that issue of digital piracy by strengthening our regulatory framework, and that's the Copyright Act. That we're also trying to, through this process, to promote and encourage new forms of creativity. In Nigeria, we are endowed with creativity. We've got to obviously harness that creativity for national development.
Are you hopeful that after the process that you have by fortune?
We are obviously hoping that after due consultations with industry groups, the industry groups will be part of those who will actually support the passing into law of the bill. Because at the end of the day, it will benefit not just the industry groups, it will benefit Nigeria as a whole. Our economy will be much better for it, and I'm hoping that those in the National Assembly will obviously take cue of what's happened in India, Brazil and China.
Sir, how we know that in Nigeria, pirating intellectual property is a major issue. How informed are the security agencies, and how are you working together to ensure that this becomes a thing of the past?
Yeah, we have a very robust working relationship with most of the security agencies. Last year we started working very closely with the Nigerian Customs Service, and that led to the seizure of 13 containers of pirated items. 11 of those containers came from China, and those containers contained pirated books. The other 2 containers contained CDs and DVDs, and it was only a few days ago, again in collaboration with the Nigerian Customs Service, that we've intercepted and seized another container containing DVDs and CDs coming into the country. As it stands, those containers are currently with us. Deal with high-profile cases of copyright infringers.
The Nigerian Customs Service has been branded a lawless agency by Committee on Public Account. This is because of the fact that the Controller General of Customs, Alhaji Diko Inde, has been invited on more than 6 to 7 occasions to appear before this committee on various issues ranging from remittances, and the CG has failed to do this. The chairman of the committee, Mr. Olalekan Solomon, said that in view of the fact that Nigerian Customs Service is one of the agencies that is generating revenue fragment, there's need for her to come before the committee and reconcile her account so that the issue of remittances and generations can be organized, and the public will know what actually was remitted to federal government account. Don't forget that last year we told you that Nigerian Customs Service actually generated over 800 billion naira, while in the year 2011 she generated over 600 billion naira. 2010, over 500 billion naira was said to have been generated. Meanwhile, the House Committee on Public Account is insisting that these various figures that were said to be generated is not actually remitted into federal government account. The CGC of Customs has since been given up till the 10th of April to appear before this committee, or else stiffer actions will be actually placed on him. The issue of House Committee on Public Account was actually gotten from Ships and Port publication, one of the dailiest publications in the maritime industry. You hear from the horse's mouth, he's not a horse now, but he's the National Police Secretary of ANACA, who is saying that don't listen to rumor. The National Executive Council of the association will actually look inwardly, critically into the recently submitted election petition panel report and actually act on it, dot the I's,
yes,
and cross the T's. Yeah, recently, as a result of the fallout of the election crisis, we see some people actually crisscrossing to another association. Particularly, let me mention Dr. Basil Wolisa, and during his admittance speech, I remember one of the gurus of the association is saying that we have other people who are actually in ANACA, people like Dr. Obisi Okonko, they are still coming back to NAGAF. I want to actually hear from you. Are you still going back to NAGAF?
The question again should be, are you going up or you're coming down? Well, one is entitled to his opinion.
Yeah.
Dr. Nebunam is one man I respect so well.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, in this industry, if you remove him from this industry, there won't be this kind of fun we're having now.
Sure.
He's a major key player, and then he continues to play his role. He's also entitled to his opinion about individuals and issues. All right.
Yes.
But I wonder if there will be anybody that will be, even in his dream, see me leave ANACA.
Wow.
I don't think about going to any other place. But if it's about leaving ANACA, for now, the question is, will I do that? And the answer is no. All right? I'm not trying to defend myself. It will also remember that my position as the National Police Secretary of ANACA keeps me in a position of interfacing with other people other than our members.
Exactly.
I interface with customs.
Yes.
I interface with other associations, whether you call them dissident groups or whatever, it makes me interface with them. So see me with an Ebonam, see me with the president of NAGAF, Eugene Weke, see me with probably Frank Oko as the president of RF, or see me with any other person. You can as well see me with the CG of Customs.
Sure.
Has that made me to leave ANACA and go to be a custom officer?
No.
So the interface is about the position. It's not about the person.
Exactly.
And as long as I am the National Police Secretary of ANACA, I have taken an oath to do it to the best of my ability, and I will continue to do it to defend the association to the best of my ability and within the ideals and policies of the association.
Dr. Obisi Okonko, the National Police Secretary of ANACA, is not leaving ANACA as people are speculating. We have heard from him. Looking at the recent issue of rerouting in Tinkan land, this issue has actually generated a lot of crisis to the extent that people are complaining that they part with a lot of money to get their cargoes rerouted from scanning to physical examination in view of the delay that they experience in scanning. And I do know that on many occasions you have actually intervened on this issue. What do you think should be the last solution to the issue of rerouting of declaration?
I don't really know where the problem lies, because if you ask me, there's no problem. Rerouting and scanning is not in the same system. Now, if you're talking about scanning, for instance, then if every other person is running away from scanning, so to speak, probably because of delay, probably because of demurrage, then what it means is that the service providers have failed.
Exactly.
So if the service provider has failed, and customs is like giving people soft landing of dropping this cargo on ground and then for 100% examination. Now the question is, which one is more clearer? Is it physical examination that you can bring everything inside the box out
and you see it clearly,
then allowing one rickety machine
Yeah.
to go through that same box
Yes.
and probably mark 2, 3, 4x.
Yes.
And you find out that in doing that,
Well,
you will still, because that thing has been marked suspect,
discrepancy.
you will still drop
Bring it down for
100%
examination.
Is it not double, double handling?
Double handling, yeah.
Otherwise, 100% examination.
Yeah.
If you are not on the lane that says you can carry go,
Sure.
you drop your container, and then 100% examination is being conducted. I want also to believe that, I also believe that by 100% examination, revenue is not lost.
Exactly.
Because every item in that container will be seen and revenue generated.
That was the concluding personality segment we had with the national publicity of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, Dr. Obisi Okonkwo.
NACOMET Group of Companies is a multi-purpose consortium that specializes in container handling, import and export duties, underwater engineering services, as well as other engineering services with subsidiaries: Comet Shipping Agencies Nigeria Limited, Nigeria America Line Limited, Texas Plancheria Company Limited, Dynalec Limited, Best Trade Nigeria Limited, as well as 5-Star Logistics Limited, a special purpose vehicle terminal operator of the roll-on-roll-off terminal at the Tinkan Island Port in Lagos, Nigeria, with over 19 hectares land area terminal, 6,000 square meter warehouse facility, computerized billing system, efficient and dynamic staff, high-tech stevedoring services, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, adequate gating system, and recently commissioning of a new gate, round-the-clock on-duty security patrol, provision of a special center for examination of all vehicles by Nigerian Customs and the consignees, all to facilitate cargo clearance with less stress, faster time, and adequate security. No wonder over 50% of vehicles coming into Nigeria prefer to come in through 5-Star Logistics, Ro-Ro Container Terminal, Tinkan Island Port, Lagos, Nigeria. 5-Star Logistics, we're not just better, we are the best.
The zonal coordinator of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, ANACA, Prince Ozo Chukura, has his child dedication during the week. This occasion was actually graced by many important personalities in the maritime industry, particularly ANACA national members, which are the national president of the association, Prince Olaiwola Shitu, Prince Tayo Yini, a member of the board or the secretary of the board, Chief Oyariyo, Chief Sunday Odediyi, Dr. Obisi Okonkwo and his wife, and Mr. Inola Igbarola, the zonal secretary of the Western Zone, and many other important dignitaries and personalities in the industry, such as retired custom officers and serving custom officers. During this occasion, Portgist, an event on TV, had its first red carpet where we spoke to important personalities that actually graced this occasion, such as Mr. Sonny Ugozi and Chief Achike Moloko, the Chief Executive Officer of Achims Nigeria Limited.
May God continue to bless Ozo Chukura with his family, for you to go higher and higher, continue with good things I've been doing with his support in Igbo Maritime, in the association, all the good things I've been doing. We pray for God to give him more grace and more able for him to go on with it. Beautiful. Ozo Chukura is a person that reaches out to people. Is a person that if something is happening somewhere elsewhere, both in the village, you see him there. So when he gets to his own turn, don't be surprised you see this kind of a crowd coming in, because it is a person that, you know, attends people's occasion, people's party, and not even attending, contributes immensely to the development of those things here and there. It's a God sent. The man, truly speaking, is a God sent, and I pray that God will give him more wisdom. What he needs now is wisdom to manage his wealth and his sense of belonging. What he needs now is wisdom, and when he gets wisdom, the sky is the limit for him. When you look at the child and look at the mother, a beautiful woman, very, very beautiful woman, there is no doubt that the child will go places, especially when he has a mother that is a graduate, a father that is, you know, God blessed, successful businessman and also a graduate. Then the child will go fine, and there is nothing going to happen. I will wish the child a beautiful, you know, tenure in this life, 100 years.
So I'm really very happy for the dedication. Actually, the child is also my child. My prayer for him is that God will guide him, protect him all through his life. For God to build their marriage, give them long life and prosperity, and more children too. For him being my in-law, we are all happy because he's a good man and a very nice and caring man too. So we thank God for him coming into my family for the first time. You know, we are really happy.
The Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, a member of the CIFAS Group, is a reputable aviation handling company that provides a well-structured, value-added, customer-friendly passenger handling services. We offer first-class ramp handling services. Our cargo handling services is famed for an impressive record of consistent efficiency as tons of freight are handled daily with operational ease. Other services include aviation security, baggage reconciliation to ensure safety of passengers' baggage. We also operate charter flight operations. At the Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, SACOR, we make a lasting and favorable impression on passengers and invariably our clients.
And this is how far we can go on to this episode of Portgist and Event on TV. Until next week, when we give you fresh gist. Don't forget that you can partner with us on this program. You can also advertise your program on Portgist and Event on TV. Until next week, stay blessed.